Broadcast live.
Yo, we out here with Muzi. Thanks for coming through, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
We have a long-standing digital relationship.
Yeah.
A long-distance digital relationship, you know?
Yeah, this is true.
That started on SoundCloud. You used to be this random guy who'd send me the remixes of an OK Malum Cool Cat that was a drum and bass. I was like, yo, okay. Like I literally went to look if it's a white guy sending me these things. And this was at the beginning of Slick on Life, you know. I mean, you've come a long way from there.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's been a lot of work. A lot of work, man. Don't lie.
So essentially, it's the first time I obviously speak to you like this. For you to take the direction of electronic and to actually just go and do is that even like drum and bass? You know, so the only music I know to categorize is hip hop. But everything else, it's just a dope melody. It's just a dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I was influenced by all of that, you know. I was influenced, like I grew up listening to like all types of music, as is most households. But then my dad was into electronic music, so you hear Daft Punk and you're hearing those like distorted basses and all that stuff, and you're like, whoa, okay, this is really cool. So for me, and then also hip hop with regards to like how I dress, confidence, all those things, you know. So I started off like rapping, to be honest. I used to write lyrics and I'm like, I'm whack. You know? Like I had to be honest with myself early, but then I really fell in love with the beat making. And then the thing for me was I never really categorized my creativity with genres. It's like, dude, I'm just gonna make what I like, you know? And then, so it sort of starts later of like, genre crossing and genre blending, you know, because I'm like, okay, cool, I like this. I like hip hop for the groove or how it looks, but I like house for the progression in the song, and I like it more. So then I just started like mixing all of those things together, and the first thing I started making was hip hop, and then I go from there and made like more electronic, like hip hop, sort of like how Linkin Park would like distort the sounds and have all these but then there's a guy rapping on top of it. I fell in love with that, like the whole like let me fuck up the sound. So then and then it's just been like progression from there to the point where I'm at now, where it's like, how do I take music we grew up listening to, how do I merge that with the music that we're into now? How do I merge that also in a way that it's futuristic and it's of so much quality that it lasts like eras?
So essentially, you've just been experimenting with a bunch of sounds. That's it.
Yeah.
And you the remixes that you used to do, and I'm assuming when you were just like, let me just fuck it up and do whatever. That was around the time you were sending me most of the stuff at the time. Where were you at the time?
I was in
so this is maybe 2014.
So I was in Durban, coming back here quite a lot, and then I was about to move to Berlin. So I moved to Berlin for 2 years, I think 2015, 2016. So I was about to go there, and I was just like, I love electronic music, man, because it's like there's always a new genre it's always how do we take what we've learned and how do we make something new out of that? How do we make something new? Like dubstep comes from two-step, and two-step is sort of like a Jamaican thing. But then how do you like fuck that out? So that's where I was, and that's where my mind was. But also I was still trying to find myself as an artist, you know. So it was around about those times.
So what makes me think that you're in Cape Town?
Maybe because of the music, because electronic music was really big in Cape Town, right? And I used to play, I think that was the only place that used to book me at the time. So it would be like Rockin' the Daisies, we played the CTMF, there was still a club called Assembly in Cape Town. So that was like the electronic mecca of South Africa at the time, and then Joburg was more hip hop, more commercial, and then Durban was, I think, Gom and like Abotira and stuff. So that's where I used to be most of the time.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Your father must have been a space cadet if he was listening to electro.
Yeah,
I mean, I want to know how cool is your father then? You know?
he was one of those guys that wore like a conjure and drove a Cressida in the hood. So like, you have a white child,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So he was one of those guys. But I don't know. I think he used to read a lot, you know, and like he was into Sanra and like about Harari and Sipho Hot Sticks Mabuz, which is electronic music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you think about it, because so that whole aspect of it was just something I was born into, you know, and he was the weird cool guy in the hood, and then I became the weird good guy like after him. So it's just one of those things that I just got from my family.
And your father's like, big.
Like my father's like la 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 Ntwana yami nokuzwisa. And then he'd play me that, and it's like, and then he'd be like, you hear that 4-step, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, and then he plays me a Brenda song. He's like, you hear the same thing? I'm like, yeah, I hear the same thing.
Oh, for real?
You know what I mean? So he'd sort of make those connections for me very early in my life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Your father's fucking cool. You know, it's like bigger. In things of Shiana.
Yeah.
Ile.
You know, it's like that. It's like, because he'd be like, okay, there's about David Bowie doing that over there, but this is what people here were doing, and they were doing it at the same time. But because it was like apartheid and all that stuff, the music couldn't get out. So you have all these talents blocked by laws. You know what I mean? So
incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, your father to put those parallels even then, you know, obviously anyone can put them, but to go as far as going into music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jeez, like, man, that's like, I guess like what you're doing really is in my view is really consolidating all this information, and because we haven't really had an electronic type of story.
Yeah.
And whether we like it or not, you mainstream now.
Is that true? Nah. Is that true? I don't know.
But you've got the mainstream appeal though. You know.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
You know what I mean? You got the mainstream appeal.
Yeah.
And we've never had like a except like you say maybe a Sipho Hot Sticks Mabuza or whatever, but owning themselves.
Yeah.
We've never had that.
Yeah.
You know, so you are really like taking it to the next.
Thank you, man.
You know, you're really taking it to the next, you know? I just think it's incredible that like I was like, okay, let's just post this Muzi stuff, or let's just post this Muzi stuff.
What hip hop said this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Now let's get into the album though. You know, the album you got it like tatted.
Yeah,
like,
got the whole
like
thing.
Why particularly this album? You tatting, you're doing chains for it. You know what I mean?
Well, the album it's called Zeno, and it's like that's the name of my daughter. I have a 1-year-old, and I think like after like having a child, like my life, my art wasn't about me, right? It was about how do I want to be remembered? How do I want to like leave my mark? What do I want to put in the music, right? So before, it's cool because you can always like explore art and do all of that. But then when you become a better person, it feeds back into the art, right? So with this album, it was more so like that. Like I want to make a time capsule, like for my daughter. As much as it's also a healing album for me and for other people, it also felt like I wanted to. I was imagining my child when she's like 25, 26, going through some things in her life, and then hopefully she can listen to an album named after her and it can guide her. Right. So this is really not for the album, the tattoo. This is for my daughter, you know.
Okay.
Like so maybe the
like
chain.
when you gonna be scratching album names.
Maybe the chain is for like the album, but like the tattoo is just like for my daughter. You know, I have my mom and my dad's name, so it's like
Okay. That's dope. Okay, cool. So with it, you know, have you ever had any type of anyone approach you? Because if you go to a set, you know, I know you playing because I'm about to hear something that's thrown back, you know, like, and then you might just jump on stage just to say, that is me. You know what I mean? Have you had anyone who's probably done an own song or feels that they own the song? Has anyone actually confronted you and say, Mara, permission,
dude, like actually I haven't had that at all, because how I do it is the edits that I make I don't sell. So it's free. So it's like according to like piracy rules, like because I'm not making any money from it, it's on the internet. It still belongs to them. So say that song is on radio, whatever, it still goes to them. It's just my way of like paying tribute and also showing what I'm trying to do. The reason why, like, we haven't had a real, like, we haven't had a bridge. You know what I mean? So I felt that way. I felt like you guys, for instance, Squatter Cap. Imagine if you guys had a chance to be like, okay, this is what we've learned. Here we're passing it on, and you had someone that was willing to listen to you. This is what we've learned, and I know you've probably had that struggle. Who do I pass this information on to? You know what I mean? Who passes it on to you? So every era, there's a new artist that has to relearn something that other artists in the previous era have learned. You know. So for me, I was like, okay, how do I musically form that bridge? I take the old songs. Sometimes I play it as it is. Sometimes I mix it into what I'm doing. I add my 2 cents to it, and I do that whole neo house thing on it, and then it works because like my generation, no one listens to one genre, dog. Like that's the actual truth, you know. So I guess maybe that's why it's connecting, because humans in themselves are very diverse. So I like doing that, and I think it's gonna be something that I continue doing. And luckily, like I've had like the people that I remix are actually appreciative of it, because they feel forgotten.
That's dope. Good Vibes Only is the first joint.
Hard on time and sisters never late. Good vibes only. I'ma get mine, no doubts, no debate. Good vibes only. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, yeah. Ulele, I'm vision chase, my journey safe. I vibrate higher. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, yeah. Ulele, I'm vision chase, my journey safe. Holy fire.
You set up the tone from there. It's just like a straight. Obviously, I'm assuming this is the energy, like you're saying, coming from the fact that now you are a parent, and you know you don't want a lot of noise.
Nah, I don't. So like even with how the sort of album flows, it's like it starts from there, and it's like you're trying to protect your happiness, and then at the end there's a song called Ngege that says Ngegulunge. I'm always swing dog. You know what I mean? So it means whatever you try to do, like I'm still protecting my happiness. You know, so I like music that heals, man. I feel like obviously we are in a time that's very much about escapism. The music is about you escaping, right? And as much as that has a space, I'd rather be in a space that talks about like real pain, but in a way that's hopeful. We talk about real things, but in a way that's hopeful. So yeah, it felt good to just like start off the album that way.
Let me feel. What are you waiting for? Yeah, give me a break. Let me feel. What are you waiting for? Yeah.
So from Let Me Build, if I'm like now Zeno and I'm listening to Let Me Build, you know, what am I supposed to pull out from that?
Is the fact that you're gonna meet people on your way not to say, I don't like the word gatekeepers or anything like that, but you're gonna meet people that are like, why you? Like, why are you doing this? You know, and people that hate on you, but they would never do what you do. You know what I mean? So they just hate us. Well, they just hate. So it's
because they don't have anything, they can't do anything. They haven't identified what they can do
themselves. So they hate that. They hate the fact that when you're so honest with yourself, and they'd like to do that, but they can't. So they'd rather like just hate on it. You know? So it's like a song if she's listening to that and say maybe she's going through something where some people won't let her ideas shine or won't let her be herself. It's like one of those songs where it's like, dude, just let me be. You know, that you don't have to be a part of this. I know for a fact that like my music is not for everyone. It shouldn't be for everyone, but it's gonna find its people, you know. But like if it's not for you, don't come in here you know, to be like, I don't like this. Nah, stay. It's not for you. Stay there. It's
You're
fine.
okay with you.
You're
not
okay.
It's like I'm okay with you not liking.
Yeah, I'm
You know
okay.
what I mean?
I'm okay. You don't
yeah.
have to come here and prove yourself and prove why you don't like it.
Yeah,
Like, no,
yeah.
it's not your party.
I know those guys who like to
Yeah, dog.
prove why they hate
something.
why they
and it's
should be
like,
done that. You know what I mean?
and that happens quite a lot, especially because the way I've sort of moved in the industry is very different.
Yeah,
you know, it's very different. So maybe some people come up to me and actually say things like that, like why you and all that stuff, and I'm like, dude, I'm just doing my own thing in my own corner. Like I never want to. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be commercial. I don't want to do. I'm just doing my thing. You know. And since I'm passing your part now, if you don't like it, it's cool. I'm still going. You know. So it's just one of those things. Yeah.
The thing is about the limelight is like is one thing, right?
Yeah.
So you can act, you could be an influencer, you can make great music. It's one thing.
Yeah.
That feeling of being lovely.
Yeah.
It's one thing.
Yeah.
But then when you get into that one thing and people don't know how you got there, it becomes a fight, not for what your music is. So now I'm gonna literally
fight for space.
Yeah, it's a fight for space.
It's
like
weird.
So it's like, but your shit sucks though.
Yeah, you know what I
You
mean?
get that one thing.
No, that's true. That's true. It's like you walk into spaces and people are like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? And it's like, I got invited the same way you got invited. You know, so I guess it's just like one of those things, and I actually think it's a problem. You know, I think it's a problem that people think of art and industry as a pie. That if I'm in here now I'm taking a slice of your pie. Dude, I'm not doing content creation. I'm not doing, you know what I mean? We can actually work together.
Exactly.
You know, but they don't see it like that. They see it as like, oh no, like you here to take from. I don't want your shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm building my own. If I wanted your shit, I'd be knocking on the same doors.
Exactly.
I'm not.
You
know, so yeah.
You've gotten a lot of global levels, so you know, I mean, like I just saw the other time you were posting a playlist. You know. How does that feel 2 weeks before the album even drops, you know?
Dude.
Does it put more like, yo, I gotta get them bangers in so you know, he can post another one.
Post another one. Dude, like that Coldplay thing, like that's crazy, you know? That's like growing up listening to the music, and you sometimes don't know how you're gonna reach the people, you know? And then the music reaches the people for you, you know? And it's like, so it's very humbling, whether it's Chris Martin from Coldplay or Stormzy or Coco or Black Coffee. Like it's very hard to believe, because I'm like, oh, I just stay in my room and I make my music and we just try to like build it our own way, and then these people see it and they love it and they fall in love with the actual thing, because I feel like for most of them they've been through that path as well, you know, and they see themselves in me, and it's like, oh cool, they respect it, you know, especially because we're doing it independently, and it's like, okay, cool. And then it's not like it's even some people, like for instance when we dropped the album, so like it almost looked like we hired a promo company. Because it's so people like fuck with the music so much that I'm like, dude, my phone is freezing. You know, and it's like, but for other people it doesn't register that, oh no, his music is actually connecting organically. There must be something. You know, and it's like, nah, bro.
Tell me about like I mean, obviously, like I said, that global kind of like space literally has put you in a position where you out there doing festivals, you know, in various places. And I'm assuming that like your content is appreciated from real appreciation of like, okay, what the fuck this is, you know, outside home, you know what I mean? I think they, like I said, here you got like I use the word content. Content. Here, like I said, you know, you got mainstream appeal now. You know, you quote Muzi, whether they're gonna get you on a set, you know. But you know, in South Africa, they don't need to know what they like you for. It's just in South Africa, they don't have to know. It's like you just have to that thing. So you have that thing, but you might go to a whole foreign country where that thing is not valid,
not there,
but like the music works. Which you've got a day in Paris on the album. What is the best venue that you performed in globally when you were like
this is
you know?
There's been a few, because the thing about going internationally is that thing disappears. You're not Muzi. This is why I think personally, this is why a lot of like cats don't go international because your ego is gone. No one knows. You know what I mean? So you have to prove yourself on the music, on the performance. You know. So I've had a moment at a festival called WOMAD. Like it was like 30,000 people. I've had a moment there because I perform alone. And if you know anything about performing, having a big stage and being alone is not easy work, right? It's not easy work. Just start in the middle, and I'm doing this DJ sort of like thing, hybrid, you know? So that was like a moment for me where after the gig, we were like, okay, cool. Okay, you know, because like there's people that don't know you and they're there, but the cool thing about like overseas that I've noticed, people are open to new things. There's festivals that are just specifically for Uguti. You're gonna hear something here that you've never heard before. So they're open to that, you know. Whereas at home, you kind of know what to expect.
In South Africa, we don't have time for.
It's experimental. So there's like that. I've had Woman. I think Afropunk Paris was another like really good moment. You know, so I've had a few moments where it's like it just like connects, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm doing something right. You know.
That's dope, man. It's you know, when I'm just putting the dots together from your father going, can you hear this, can you hear that, from you sitting in your room and just going, if I mix this and I fuck up this sound, to you literally like being on stage, it's almost like surreal, you know?
It's crazy, but there's one thread through it, and that's like, it's like a rebellious thread of like, how do I take the norm and switch it? You know, it's like, it's almost, that's why the attitude of it is very hip hop.
You
know what I mean? Because hip hop guys will be like, okay, I see that rock beat. I'll add a drum beat to that rock beat, and then I'll rap on it.
A rebel.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I love that part of like creating, man. I love being like, okay, cool. Okay, there's a song. It's a piano song. Okay, how do you take this and add 1, 2, 3 to it to make it a Mapiano-esque song now? Now it's like, okay, we are like Liko and the piano, but it's like now let's fuck it up with something else. That's how my mind works.
Fuck, I love that. I just can never get drum patterns right. I can't program drums. You know, as if you can program drums. You're halfway gone.
You could.
You're halfway gone if you can program drums. You know what I mean?
This is true.
Like, I'm like, then like, I'm like, oh, that's the drum. But the thing is not moving on time. It's like,
it's not moving on properly.
You know,
this is true.
How do you get into the joint with something Soweto, and like your choice of collaboration? I mean, how do you choose who you work with on Mncane?
So that one was also like I see. I'm a purist. I'll put it out there, right? I'm very much like into art. You know, I'm very much into. I appreciate like the thing, like you know what I mean. So I have a fear that if I get a feature, if I go, okay, big guy that's currently popping right now, please come on my track. I have a fear that people will be able to tell. Especially because of how I've been moving, right? So with Sam, it was like Sano musician that just done Yagana Mali, and then him and I are close friends, and he's like, yeah, dog, you should check this guy out. So I go and I see Sam, and I think he was playing in Pietermaritzburg. This is before you know, and I'm like, dude, he's really good, you know. And then I think we just met randomly in Maboneng, and it's just like one of those things. And I was like, dude, I actually have a beat that I think your voice would be perfect on, because Zingane before was just an instrumental. And then I play him a beat, he likes it so much, and then he just records. It just recorded like 2 minutes worth of vocals, and then I took all of that, I rearranged it, and then I made the song out of that. So it's another organic sort of process, you know. I'm scared of the limelight and celebrity and all that stuff, like, because you see what it does to people that you love, you know. So I'd rather still like focus on just like the purity and the organic nature of art. Even though it takes longer, I feel like I'm happier as a human being. So yeah.
I think the quick answer to that is that always answer to yourself and always know the root.
Yeah.
And then not even answer to fans, always answer to yourself.
Yeah, man.
And know that the roots is, that's why I literally use that whole thing of, without you knowing, you're being schooled with the tempo of the joint.
Yeah.
Without you knowing, you were sitting in your room on your own, and and if you can never have those moments of reflecting and just being on your own, and you get caught up in the rush, you start missing those things. And it's easy to get caught up in the rush because other people are looking to fit in, and they think that they want to be in the limelight, but no one is your friend there.
Nah, dog. Like, and I was lucky because before I started doing my own thing, I was a producer.
Yeah.
So you see it from the
yeah.
back. You're like, Kashisa, you know. So I think it's like one of those things. I'd be lying if I said as a musician I didn't want as many people to hear my music, right? But like, there's a part of it that I do not want to be a part of.
Broadcast live